Être un bon traiteur, c'est être intransigeant sur la qualité. On ne fait du bon qu'avec le meilleur. C'est être impitoyable sur les recettes. Quand c'est bon, il n'y a rien à ajouter, rien à enlever. C'est être irréprochable sur le goût. Il faut prendre du plaisir pour en donner. Voilà, pour être un bon traiteur, il faut être intraitable.
Parfaitement intraitable.
Hello and welcome from Paul Ricard. It's early in the morning here. It is 8:15. The sun is just starting to rise across this beautiful circuit in the south of France. And we're here for the second race of the Hoosier Formula Cup of the weekend. We had a champion crowned yesterday in Nano Lopez. And on the track, it was Dylan Est who picked up the first win of the weekend. However, hearing some rumbles from around the paddock that actually that might not be the case anymore, and he may indeed have had that win taken away from him for not being in his pit box ahead of the race. So still waiting for confirmation on that one for the second race of the day. But as it stands for now, that will not make a huge amount of difference in terms of where they line up for this race, because qualifying was a completely different entity from where they finished in the last race. It's qualifying from yesterday. They have 2 qualifying sessions, and that would have negated this grid. So we'll wait for further confirmation on whether Dylan Est unfortunately has had that win taken away. But for now, it is his second win of the season, and would be, oh, Nano Lopez going back into the pit lane there. Not what you would expect at this point. I believe that's the entry of the pit lane. Oh no, they are all going in, that's fine. I suddenly had a panic then that he was going the way that he shouldn't be going, so he's heading back round to the grid that way. And they will line up on the grid, ready to go racing very shortly. So they've gone out and will be doing their formation lap ahead of the race. And hopefully we can speak to the man on pole position, which will be Aaron Ferrazzano. And there you go, that's how early it is. The moon is still out there. But we'll speak to, well, technically the moon is always out there, but I better not annoy my producers by talking about the moon and the stars and things, because that winds him up. But Aaron Ferrazzano is on pole position. Dylan Est will be alongside him in second. In third will be Nano Lopez. There's the lovely moon. Look at that. That is a brilliant shot. Whoever is on that camera, congratulations, because I very much enjoy that. Fourth will be Matteo Valente, and Andre Rodriguez, who has joined us for the first time this weekend, will be lining up fifth. Had a really good weekend actually so far. Qualified fifth yesterday and finished fifth overall as well. But he was battling it out with Matteo Valente for much of the race. So really impressive work from the American-Mexican joining us, like I say, for the first time this weekend. That's Nano Lopez then. That is our new 2025 Hoosier Formula Cup champion. He has taken the crown from Enzo Richer from last year, and hopefully looks to have the same impressive future that Enzo Richer has gone on to have. A successful racing car driver in his own right now, and racing in the Ultimate Cup prototype endurance, as well as the GT Kennel endurance as well. So yeah, really impressive from Enzo Richer to get to where he is now after winning this championship, and it shows you what you can do to elevate yourself in this way in this championship. Other new names that we've got on the grid: Hugo Martinello, who starts 7th, which again is a really impressive performance from the young rookie. Also Clement Herter, who unfortunately during qualifying wasn't able to did qualify, but unfortunately wasn't able to finish the race yesterday. It looked like a mechanical issue, which is a shame for their first race in the championship. And another new name as well is who's my other new name? Oh, I've already said it, Hugo Martinello. I'm repeating myself already. That one then is Dylan Est. He's technically our winner from yesterday. Going to find out a little bit more. Chris is on the grid, so I'm sure he'll be able to let us know a little bit more. Thanks again, of course, goes to all the marshals that are here helping at Paul Ricard. We could not, as everyone always says, go racing without them. And it's a pretty cool job as well. You get to sit around and there's a tyre. That's not where you want to see a tyre. Someone has lost a tyre on the way round to the formation. Oh, there we go. That is Craig McClatchy. So the Australian, unfortunately, cannot race with 3 wheels. Well, while that goes on and they remove the tyre from the runoff area, let's head down to Chris Stevens.
On the track. Thankfully, no such dramas on the grid here, and I thought I'd take us a little bit further back onto the 3rd and 4th rows of the grid to talk to some of our newcomers to the championship for this weekend. We have young Andre Rodriguez, the American-Mexican driver from Winfield Racing. I'm going to jump straight in. Hello, Andre. How are you?
Good, and you?
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Welcome to the Hoosier Formula Cup. How was your debut yesterday?
It was good. I had a lot of fun. Had some good fighting and racing.
It's quite the step up, from Formula 4 that you've been used to into this car. How have you found it?
It's a lot more stable and a lot better in the corners and way more grip.
A lot more grip, a lot more fun, right?
Yeah, a lot more.
So what's the plan for next year? Obviously, we're at the end of the season, but do you reckon we'll be seeing you out in this car next year?
I hope so.
All right, excellent. Well, good luck out there.
Thank you.
All right, great to hear from Andre there. Winfield Racing. Also over at Formula Motorsport, we have new drivers as well. You come with me, Stefan. Starting directly behind him on the grid is the young Frenchman Hugo Martinello, 16-year-old from Toulon, coming out of French F4. Hugo, sorry, hi, parlez-vous anglais?
Pas trop, no.
A little bit, okay. How are you feeling? It's your first weekend in Formula Cup.
Yes, it's good. I'm happy and keep pushing.
Keep pushing. Do you want to give us a word in French as well?
What?
Do you want to give us a word in French as well?
Yes.
Cool. Go for it. Anything you want to say.
I don't listen.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. No. We'll leave you to it. But good luck.
Thanks.
All right. Well, we do appreciate we're asking questions in their second language a lot of the time, and young Hugo probably hasn't spent too much time with the English tutors. But the grid is about to be cleared, and we're going to get underway for the second race of the weekend for the Hoosier Formula Cup.
Wonderful work there, Chris Stevens. Thank you so much. We've always got this language barrier occasionally, but not only a language barrier, we've also got a helmet to try and shout through to the drivers. So it can be quite difficult sometimes for the drivers to hear us. I've definitely had that issue on the grid when you try and say things 3 times, and unfortunately the driver just cannot hear you. Cannot hear you. There's too much padding in those helmets for a good reason. So Craig McClatchy, I would assume, is back in the pit lane now because he didn't have all 4 tyres connected to the car, so tough luck for the Australian. I would assume is going to start from the back of the grid, or from the pit lane rather, if he does get going. So that there, 59, is Matteo Valente down in 4th, the rookie driver, having another really positive weekend, but unfortunately just not able to challenge at the front with Nano Lopez, Dylan Est and Aaron Ferrazzano, who've very much become the championship title contenders over the season. And now, obviously, with Nano Lopez wrapping up that championship, Dylan Est will slot into second. The thing about Dylan Est losing the win yesterday means that unfortunately he will, as it stands, I think, be out of contention for the Rookie Cup, which is disappointing for him, and also losing the win. But we still haven't had confirmation on that just yet, so we'll wait and see what comes from the officials on that one. And we see just there Andre Rodriguez just being slotted fully into his starting grid. It will make no difference at this point because they've still got to go around and do the formation lap, but you don't want to leave any stone unturned in terms of this. We'll have 20 minutes on the clock, and once the formation lap is underway, we will be racing for the second time here at Paul Ricard this weekend, but the 5th time this season, as we've already raced here at the beginning of the year. We come here twice in the Ultimate Formula Cup, and that again is Nano Lopez. He is our new champion Auburn Robert Prince then joining us again for this weekend. Start of the formation lap getting underway, getting some heat in those tyres. Very early morning here, and it is quite chilly outside at the moment, and you can definitely see your breath as you were walking in. So these tyres will definitely need to get a bit of heat in the tyres, because without any heat in there, they will slide off the track, and that is not what you want to see. So Aaron Ferrazzano then will start this race on pole position for the second time this weekend. Yesterday, not the start he wanted. He was bogged down a bit as he got off the line, and Nano Lopez managed to jump him and Dylan Est. So it caused a few headaches, I'm sure, for him until about the third lap, when he managed to regain the lead. And let's see the starting grid then. Aaron Ferrazzano leads the way from Dylan Est. Nano Lopez, our new champion, in third. Alongside him will be Matteo Valente. Andre Rodriguez, we just heard from him on the grid, will start fifth. Sixth is Laurent Vucic, leading the gentleman category at the moment. Hugo Martinello starts seventh. Eighth is Jeremy Claude. Ninth is Auburn Robin Prince. 10th is Craig McClatchy, although I would assume he's not in that grid position at the moment. 11th is Frederick Boileau. Clement Herta is 12th. Down in 13th is Frederick Morihan. And 14th is Walter Ricard. Alain Boucher is 15th. Thierry Malholm is 16th. Gilles de Pierre 17th. And rounding up the top 18 drivers will be Solien Amrouche, after crashing out in qualifying. Chris Stevens has run up from the grid and come all the way to the commentary box. Welcome. How was it down there?
Cold.
Yeah, it's chilly, isn't it?
Jolly cold. I think
Got you chilly?
I do, but it's not really working
You told me
that
it was
well.
a body warmer.
It is a body warmer. It's nice and warm in the commentary box, I will say
lovely.
that. But yeah, I think the ambient temperature hasn't actually exceeded double digits yet today, according to my weather app anyway. And yeah, I could see my breath as well, just standing on the grid. So I think there's probably going to be quite a big difference in terms of the track temperature between the areas that are currently in the sun and the bits that are in the shade as well, because at least where the sun's getting down, there's a little bit of warmth down there. Aaron Ferrazzano got a lot of wheel spin off the start yesterday, he was telling me before we went to the podium.
Oh, that makes more sense.
He was so annoyed with himself as well. So
all we could see from the type of camera that we get for that for the beginning of the race is kind of, we look down on it, so you can kind of see if someone's gone slow, but you can't really see the reason why. So yeah, that would be why then.
And I'm sure that Dylan Escher will be paying much closer attention to his grid positioning this time around, which is what the 5-second penalty was for. So yeah,
did you get confirmation of that now?
The penalty has come through for sure. Just the final results haven't actually been published yet. But I believe that demotes him to 4th position. The important thing about that is that Nano Lopez now also wins the Rookie Championship, which is the one that has the prize for the European Endurance Prototype Cup and everything as well.
Yeah, that's a big one to be winning, not only the overall champion but also the Rookie Cup. But disappointment then for Dylan Est, picking up a 5-second time penalty. But for now, he can't think about that, can he, Chris? He's got to get on.
No, he's got to try and get the job done. Keep an eye out for Nano Lopez as well. He made a rocket launch yesterday from 3rd on the grid, dived down the middle and was leading by the time they got to the first corner. But I'm sure that Ferrazzano will have calibrated his clutch position and will be focusing on that when we get underway.
In theory, that's the hope, I'm sure, at this point. Aaron Ferrazzano then on pole position. Dylan Est will be alongside him. The championship winner now is 3rd behind. Keep an eye out for that one. The green and yellow car just behind. We're underway then. Green flag is out. Another bad start, I think, there from Aaron Ferrazzano. And actually, Andrea Rodriguez had the better start and pulled to the outside. Dylan Est looks like he's going to take the lead into turn 1, and he has. Brilliant start from Dylan Est then, from 2nd on the grid. And Aaron Ferrazzano once again has to give up the lead early on in the race. Not what he would want at this point. It looks like Nano Lopez is currently side by side as well with, he looks like he's dropped back actually, so it's Matteo Valente, and has dropped down to 4th. So not a good start again from Matteo Valente, who has managed to from Nano Lopez, who's dropped back, unfortunately.
Yep, so change for third position and a spinner in the middle of the pack.
That's Andrea Rodriguez. Oh, that's disappointing. Spins round and gets himself going again. But after a good start from Andrea Rodriguez on his second start in the championships, facing the wrong way.
Second car involved there as well, which is the
that is
number
Hugo
3.
Martinello.
So both of our rookies in a bit of strife down at turns 5 and 6.
Difficult then for these drivers on cold tyres. Mateo Valente must have had a great start. Nano Lopez getting bogged down. Unfortunately, not quite the lightning start he had yesterday when he took the lead early on. So it'd be good to see a replay of how Mateo Valente managed, or rather Nano Lopez, dropped back.
So Estre into Scene corner leading Ferrazzano. So a swap between them from where they started. And we saw this so much yesterday of Ferrazzano trying to close down the gap to Dylan Est. Easier said than done. But of course, all these cold tyres, you know, we're talking about the ambient temperature is so cold. And for the two rookies as well, they're coming up to higher performance machinery. They have not driven these cars in anger before this weekend. And so, yes, they've got more downforce, but they've also got quite a bit more power.
Frederick Morahan there having a ding-dong with Walter Ricard for 13th and 14th. Frederick Morahan joining us again this weekend, and Walter Ricard in the contention for the gentleman winner overall. And the incident at turn 5-6 is noticed. That was the spin, of course, of the new drivers, Andre Rodriguez and Hugo Martinello. So it's only going to be noted, I doubt highly that'll be anything more, depending, because we didn't really see what happened fully with the with Andre Martinello.
So that looked like Frederick Boileau and Orban Robert Prince side by side for the lead in the gentleman class classification. Awful start for Laurent Wittig in that category, because he was starting up in about sixth overall. He's now 10th overall and 4th of the gentleman class runners. On that, Frederick Boileau needs to outscore Wittig by 10 points to keep the championship alive to the final race.
Hugo Martinello is just watching in the middle of the track there. You'd think there are yellows out in sectors 1 and 2, but it's a bit of a precarious place to be stuck at the moment, and he'll have to get moved eventually, because we can't be under yellows for the entire race.
Yeah, we'll need a safety car if the marshals are going to get out there onto the track and clear that vehicle.
They are out on the track at the moment, we can see, but hopefully, maybe there might be an escape route that is close to it that they can get past. But
yeah, there's a little gap in the barrier actually just behind him. I think they'll try and use the gap in the traffic. Well, it's still early in the race. The field is a little bit more condensed.
Yeah, exactly. Dylan Est then takes the lead early, looking to make amends from yesterday, and Nano Lopez seems to have got past Mateo Valente as well. So while all that was going on, Nano Lopez gets himself up to 3rd place in the rookie standings and the standings overall. Under investigation then for car 3 and 59. So confirmation there, it was. So that's, oh, hang on, it was 59. So that was Mateo Valente, and that was for the other one, Hugo Martinello, wasn't it? So that was a completely different incident, which we wouldn't have seen.
Yeah, so the spin for Rodriguez must have been a separate incident. Maybe he did that on his own or against one of the other
happened
cars.
Exactly at the same time, so you assume that they were connected. But Hugo Martinello obviously now out of this race. Craig McClatchy didn't take the flag at the start, and Gilles de Pierre has not either. And I would assume that's from the crash yesterday. Gilles de Pierre has not come back out, and I can't remember if he took part in the race yesterday, actually, now I think about it. He mustn't have done.
Well, there's been a bit of an attrition rate, hasn't there, at the start of this one, because Andre Rodriguez has brought his Winfield car into the pit lane. So it's currently 14 circulating out there.
Gilles de Pierre yesterday having quite a big crash with Solian Amrouche during qualifying. We were a minute and a half into it, and Solian Amrouche was facing the wrong way, and unfortunately Gilles de Pierre just drove into her, really, not seeing her so much, so didn't take part in the rest of qualifying. Looks like Laurent Wittig is on a fight here, I believe, side by side then with Frederick Boileau. Hang on, is that, no, that's Morahan, so we're a bit further back.
Well, actually, Boileau is the one who's dropped all the way down, so maybe a slight tangle with Alban Robert Prince at the head of that.
Say something's
category.
definitely happened at the back, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Alban Robert Prince is there.
Oh, and Jeremy Clavourde moving slowly as well.
Yeah, but that is Laurent Vutic, who has moved his way up.
Yeah.
So there's been some sort of ding-dong at the back that we didn't see.
So problems there for Clavourde. He was running in 5th position, but of course, as Vutic moves up ahead of Boileau, so he should be in a position to wrap up the championship. Because he's also ahead of Walter Ricard. So this is going very good for Vutic at the moment. I did also get confirmation yesterday as well from Frédéric Morahan before the podium. He's the brother of Olivier Morahan, who races in the GT Sprint Cup here in the Ultimate Cup.
It was Frédéric Morahan that Laurent Vutic got past there. I questioned myself that entire lap, thinking it was Frédéric Boileau, and it was not. Morahan's in the red, and Laurent Vutic managed to get past him. So always trust your instincts in that one. That's the Frédéric Boileau in the 4th there. So yeah, Laurent Vutic gets himself up and pretty much signs, seals, delivers the gentleman title. And you have to say, over the last couple of races, he's very much deserved it, actually. He's had a really impressive run, has Laurent Vutic, in this championship. And he's had a difficult day yesterday, and today hasn't been much better, but he's qualifying well. Yeah, obviously a bad start today.
I mean, 7 wins on the bounce, 11 overall in the season. It's been an incredible run for Laurent in this championship this year.
Right, that makes more sense. Cars number 3 and 7, the incident is under investigation. So they must have originally thought Matteo Valente was involved in that incident, when actually it was Andrea Rodriguez and Hugo Martinello. So difficult for the new guys in the championship. Nano Lopez then under pressure from Matteo Valente at the moment. Not quite close enough to make any change to the positioning here, but you have to say that he's looking pretty racy behind him.
The Paraguayan on the hunt in the Artline Virage car. A little bit of rear end instability as he got onto the brakes for the Virage de Lac, the penultimate corner. See, Nano Lopez was able to resist quite a bit of pressure yesterday from Matteo Valente. It was almost a carbon copy of what we saw yesterday. Meanwhile, fastest sectors being traded by Dylan Escht and Aaron Ferrazzano at the head of the field, with a gap still around 1 second between the Frenchman and the Belgian, who inherited the win yesterday after Esch's penalty. And we're talking about this yesterday. Ferrazzano and Valente, you know, when they came into the championship at the start of the year, with so little experience, even coming in straight from karting and skipping the F4 stage, but they've come on leaps and bounds since then.
Yeah, well, it's a great championship to cut your cloth and all that. And like I was saying just before the race started with Enzo Richer, and I think Matteo Valente is really closing in here on Nano Lopez. The incident between cars 3 and 7 will be investigated after the race, which makes no difference anymore because Martinello and Rodriguez are both out of this race anyway, so there's not much more they can take away from them unless they give them a penalty for the grid for the 3rd race. And close then is Matteo Valente seems to have got past Nano Lopez. They're side by side, and Nano Lopez is coming back on him here and going around the outside. They're nearly touching wheels. Nano Lopez is not going to make that one stick, and Matteo Valente says absolutely not. I fought hard for this one. I don't think Nano Lopez though is planning to give this one up quickly. Oh, it goes wide, does Matteo Valente, and Nano Lopez says, I'll take that one, but can he get the cutbacks from Matteo Valente? No, he can't. They nearly bang wheels, and Nano Lopez still side by side. That's incredible work. They nearly touch. Do they touch? That's the important thing.
I think they did.
Yeah, I think they did as well. Matteo Valente then dropping back just slightly, but still not giving this one away anytime quickly. That was really impressive, Chris.
That is classic Le Bousset move there from Nano Lopez to retake third position, because the natural line in the middle of that corner is go way, way out wide. Put two wheels onto the painted runoff area. You can get narrow, so it's a shorter line, and you're free of the dirty air as well. So here comes Valente again on the slipstream into the first corner, trying to take third position back from the Argentinian, who has to leave some space, and they swap once again.
Impressive then from Matteo Valente, who is managing to pull away now, and I don't know if there'll be any damage from either of those cars after that one. And there looks like a little bit from Matteo Valente actually, because the positioning of that car isn't quite what we would do. I don't know here if we've got some damage on both these cars actually.
Well, it would have been the right rear of Lopez's car that made contact with the front wing of Matteo Valente, so hopefully that hasn't sliced the Hoosier tyre.
I don't think there's a
just there was so much rear end instability coming out of 6. Just keep an eye on it. He's struggling with the rear end.
It's Matteo Valente, I think, is the more the one that looks more what's the word I'm looking for?
Twitchy?
Twitchy, yeah, twitchy maybe is the word. Another word completely, but yeah, they both look like they've not come out of that unscathed, have they?
No, it can take the merest of touches. But if a tyre was going to go, it would have gone there. So I think Lopez has gotten away with that one.
I don't think there's going to be a puncture, but I'm more worried about some sort of damage on either. I can't see anything with my eyes.
Well, it would have been on the front end of Valente's car. So if anything, it might be washing out a little bit in the high speed.
Well, they both live to continue the race, so that's good to see. The cars are standing up, and that's all they really need, isn't it? To continue running. That's once you damage the car, you can't do much else. So, well, that battle's over for now, but brilliant racing from Matteo Valente and Nano Lopez, keeping us on our toes. You have to say for Nano Lopez, he's wrapped up the championship. He's got no reason to go fighting, has he? But give a racing driver an inch, so they'll run a mile.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, try telling them to settle for fourth position. Absolutely not in a month of Sundays. 7 minutes left on the clock, and it's about 9/10 of a second now that Matteo Valente has over Nano Lopez. As Clement Hurter-Raab has come up the order as well. We just saw him go through the picture, moved up to 6th position from towards the rear of the field. What was he? He was about 16th on the grid or something, wasn't he? I think.
I don't think he was that far back. 12th.
Oh, 12th on the grid. Oh, okay.
12th on the grid, yes. Yesterday, though, didn't finish the race. Unfortunately, had mechanical failures from what we could see out there. And, yeah, disappointing, but still not a bad debut. All calm down a little bit out there at the front. Dylan Est and Aaron Ferrazzano still being kept in the eyesight is Aaron Ferrazzano by a second and a bit now, or a 10th. I mean, they pulled out 600ths of a second, but nothing really to write home about. There's nothing pretty much staying the same between the two of them.
So that is the car that could be wrapping up the Gentleman Championship in about 6 minutes' time.
Yeah, he'll be incredibly pleased, I'm sure, with that one. As we mentioned earlier, really impressive work. Looks like Solian Ambrouche is hunting down Alain Boucher a little bit further back for 12th and 11th. Solian Ambrouche having a bit of a tough weekend so far after crashing in qualifying, and a tough race yesterday as well, and now is looking for points. She'll have to get past Alain Boucher and Walter Ricard first to get into those points, and it looks like she might try and do it here with Alain Boucher. Different categories here. She goes up the inside and makes it kind of easy, and I feel like Alain Boucher actually didn't really make much of a fight there. They're in two different battles completely. She's in the rookie category and he's fighting in the gentleman categories, so pretty much let them go. Nano Lopez getting warning signs there for driving standards, and I would assume that might have been a little bit of a delay for the ding-dong with Matteo Valente, unless we saw something that we haven't seen since, but I would assume that would be that, Chris.
Yeah, I think so. That's on the exit of turn 12, where they just had a little hip and shoulder front to rear. Nano's not giving up on this one, though. He's brought the gap down a little bit and following in the wheel tracks of Matteo Valente down the Mistral. But not close enough to make a move, which is where I assume the initial move began for Matteo Valente, with a big dive on the inside into that chicane.
Yeah. Oh, wheel spin
tyre
somewhere.
screeching.
Where's that? Who's that? There we go. I can see on another camera that someone's facing the wrong way. It looks like Frederick Morahan has had a spin.
Oh, that's coming up turn 5. It's a very easy place to do that. But Morahan was third in the gentleman class category. But not so anymore. Would have lost position to Frederick Boileau and probably Walter Ricard as well. But it's such a difficult corner because you're already at low speed, where single-seater cars don't tend to work best anyway, and you're trying to put the power down from what I think in these cars would be a first gear corner, so quite peaky. And as we keep saying, it is very cold out there as well. And then you're also trying to turn it into turn 6 as well.
Sorry, a little mistake there from Matteo Valente, and managed to give a little bit of time away to Nano Lopez. You can see now into that final corner, he clipped the curb and gave Nano Lopez a bit of breathing space to start breathing down his neck. They're side by side. They're closing in on each other again into turn 1 and 2. And can Nano Lopez take back third place? I don't know if you've got too many war wounds from their earlier ding-dongs.
4/10 quicker on that previous lap was Nano Lopez than Matteo Valente. So the last spot on the podium, still very much up for grabs, but not anymore because Lopez has gone into the back of Valente.
That was unfortunate, and we'll have to see that again, but you can see Matteo Valente furious and put his hand out side by side once again.
I think he's giving it back.
5, and I think, yeah, Nano Lopez is going to have to just say, you can have that one back, because I didn't mean to. Though he's not giving it back anytime quickly, Chris.
I think he's broken his front wing as well, though. Probably won't have realised it.
He has broken that front wing, and it will be flapping around. And he's still fighting, though, here. He's not giving it back anytime soon, is Nano Lopez. But I would assume at this point, actually, give it back, actually, because that's like the kink at turn 8 and 9. They're going straight towards turn 10 now, and Nano Lopez still in front then. Matteo Valente trying to look in the inside of turn 10, trying to get that one done. Are they going to hit again? No, goes on the inside, and Nano Lopez then side by side. But I think at that point, Matteo Valente is going to give it... Nano Lopez is going to give it back, heading up to turn 13. Nano Lopez then is definitely limping home for this one.
Yeah, so ignore what I said. He wasn't being a gentleman and giving that place back
I was like, they're side by side, Chris.
But I'm sure he would have got a bit of a fright when he turned into Scene Corner with only half a front wing. Because I'm sure it would have started understeering quite drastically.
Yeah.
But that was the definition of a bump and run.
Bump and run.
Yeah.
He's going to have to hold on here, though. We were talking about wall damage from their earlier incidents. Will that be another one to write home about? And this one, unfortunately, we can see very clearly with our eyes. And I'm surprised he's still actually running as quickly as he is alongside Matteo behind. Here we go, here's the replay then. He goes up the inside.
But Matteo's a little bit wide of the corner. That's no malice there from Nano Lopez. He's just misjudged the closing distance there because Valente's made a small little mistake going into 5.
Yeah, I will give Nano Lopez that, because usually, you know, you kind of think, oh, well, maybe he's taken a gap he shouldn't have. But Matteo Valente was absolutely going a little bit wide into turn 5. And what's the saying? If you see the gap, you're going to go for it. So I'll be interested to see how the stewards see that one, because I'm sure it will be noted. Turn 5 incident is already under investigation with 24 and 59. Well, 24 is Nano Lopez and 59 is Matteo Valente. So I'm sure there'll be a couple of heated words to be said at the end of this. And can you imagine if this happened yesterday? I mean, Nano Lopez would still be champion as it stood because he's finishing in 4th, but he'd be limping home with a broken wing.
They certainly would. We are on the final lap of the race now, and Dylan Estre looks like he's going to make up for that 5-second penalty he picked up yesterday.
2.5 then, he's pulled out from Aaron Ferrazzano. 5-second time penalty for causing a collision for Nano Lopez, and that's how the stewards have seen it. So that 5 seconds will drop him out. Actually, won't drop him anywhere because Auburn Robert Prince is quite far behind. So let's have a look then at Dylan S, shall we? Because he's the man that's about to come home as the winner this time round. Had it taken away yesterday with a 5-second time penalty, but none of the same today. He takes the win, Dylan Est, once again in the second race of the Hoosier Formula Cup. Brilliant work from the Frenchman. Coming home second is Aaron Ferrazzano. Matteo Valente will be third, crossing the line after that incredible battle with Nano Lopez. Nano Lopez picks up a 5-second time penalty, but will not drop anywhere, I would assume, because there's quite a big gap between him and Auburn Robert Prince behind in fifth. In sixth is Clement Hurter. And Laurent Vutic, as it stands, I would assume, is going to be the gentleman champion. Here he comes then, Laurent Vutic, going to cross the line. And it's a brilliant, brilliant work from the gentleman driver. He's crossed the line and he is champion. Frederic Boileau follows him. Frederic Morahan, 9th. Solian Amrouche, 10th. Walter Ricard, 11th. And then just rounding up the top last drivers, Thierry Mal, not top last, but the last few drivers, Thierry Malholm, Jeremy Clavard, who did not finish, Andre Rodriguez, unfortunately, who had a collision in the first few moments of the race as well. Hugo Martinello didn't finish. Craig McClatchy didn't even start after losing a tyre. And Gilles de Pierre did not start either. And I would assume that is because of that crash in qualifying. So this is how they all finish then. That's not how they finished at all. It says Laurent Vutic is the winner, is the second place. So ignore that graphic completely. It's Dylan Est from Aaron Ferrazzano. Third is Matteo Valente. Nano Lopez is in fourth. And in fifth is Auburn Robert Prince. Clement Hurter is sixth. Laurent Vutic has wrapped up the gentleman category, I'm pretty sure, unless my maths does not work that out. In seventh, Frederic Boileau, 8th. Frederic Morahan is 9th. Solian Amrouche is 10th. And Walter Ricard is 11th. Alain Boucher is 12th. And there we go. That is what we're looking at. The Dylan Estre is the winner of the second race of the Hoosier Formula Cup. Ferrazzano, Matteo Valente, Lopez, Robert Prince, Hurter, Vutic and Boileau. And that rounds up your top 8. Morahan, Amrouche, Ricard, Boucher and Malholm are rounding up the top 13. Or the bottom 13, however you want to look at it. The 13 race cars are rounded up by Thierry Malholm. So they make their way back round to the pit lane. And Chris Stevens will be standing by to have a chat with, I'm sure, Dylan Est. He loves trying out his French with him. And I'm sure he'll want to speak to Nano Lopez as well, because the good thing about this is not like just the top 3 line up, it's all of the drivers line up. So if he wants to speak to anyone, he can grab anyone, but we'll see. Love to see the damage on Nano Lopez's front wing as well. But for now, it is Dylan Est who picks up another win in the Hoosier Formula Cup. Unfortunately, not a championship, not the Rookie Cup, but it's still a win. And he can be pleased with that one. Aaron Ferrazzano then settling for second place to technically pick up the win then yesterday. And I believe that's Matteo Valente getting happy with his third place. And you've got to say, that's one for the... Yeah, it is definitely the start line Virage that he's hugging there, the team. And you have to say he was very pleased with that one. I'm sure that will be one that they want to use. Pierre Rouen, the team manager on the left, is also there overlooking Artline. Well, he's Team Virage team manager, and he's there for Artline. And I see Chris Stevens is standing by, getting ready to have a chat with Dylan Est. And he'll bring us all the news, I'm sure, of how he's feeling. And hopefully we will not see any 5-second time penalties for this one and he can get underway. Let's head down though, because Chris Stevens standing there.
Dylan Est, winner of race 2 in the Hoosier Formula Cup. That's got to make up for yesterday.
Yeah, back up for yesterday. After a penalty, I lost my first place for retake the second place on the championship. Win is obligate, so I did a job, and yeah.
Another great start. You seem to be nailing these.
Yeah, I take a really great start, and after I manage for the first place, so yeah, good race.
Well done out there.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's actually grab a chat with Matteo, because he was the big entertainment in that race, although he does still have his helmet and everything on. Just having a few celebrations, the Paraguayan flag as well. I'll tell you what, we'll give him a minute. We'll give him a minute and actually go and speak to our gentleman class champion of 2025, Laurent Wittig. Look, you are the gentleman class champion of 2025. Well done.
Are you really?
Yes.
Okay, I'm happy. Very good season, I'm happy. We had a bad start, but I'm really happy. Very good.
Excellent. Tell us, what is the appeal, as a gentleman class driver, what's the appeal of these cars?
What is what?
The appeal. What do you enjoy about these cars?
Oh, it's good. The aerodynamics, the grips on the tires is hot. Really good. I like Formula. But next year maybe I do something else.
Okay, well, we wish you all the best in whatever it is you do next.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for a wonderful season. Well done to him. And I can see Matteo has now got his helmet and everything off. So we will go and pester him for some questions once all the photographs have been taken. Matteo, you were the big entertainment in that race.
Yeah. We had a tough fight with Nano. Eventually, we got third place. But yeah, it was very intense. Nano then broke his wing, touched my rear tire, and yeah, we're in the podium.
It's amazing the difference from at the start of the season when you had not so much experience, and now look at you fighting for all these podiums.
Yeah, it's all about experience. This is my first ever championship of Formula cars. I've never driven before a Formula car, and yeah, it's amazing to be here on the podium, and the progress that we made. The progress that we made on the year, it's very big.
It's been very clear to see. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, let's. We have got time, so I will try and grab Aaron Ferrazzano, because I felt bad for not grabbing him yesterday, actually. Although as he disappeared again, just like he did yesterday. I need a periscope with all the people around. Has anyone seen Aaron? No? Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll just wrap it up there. One more race to come in the Hoosier Formula Cup this weekend.
We gonna